Hi, my name is Jennifer Jones. I wrote another poem along the lines of police brutality. I hope you enjoy it. I had a dream. It was kind of like a nightmare, but in the dream, I had this friend. Yeah, I said had. I had this friend. He was a young black man. He was graduating in high school. He had his own plan. He was born and raised in Detroit, but had dreams far beyond that. Like I said, he was a young black man, but the police couldn't see beyond that. They saw a young black man. They said he had a gun in his hand and was waving it and aiming it at them, but really, they had the gun and were waving it and aiming it at him. See, they didn't think anyone was around, so they twisted the story in their favor. But little did they know another kid had their phone peeking through the bushes recording their erratic behavior. See, the kid saw a young black man on the screen of his phone with a book bag on and headphones and walking on his way home. But he noticed that the police was staring at this young black man, and they decided to get out of the car and profile him just because they can. And my friend looked and saw the officers yelling but couldn't really hear what they were saying. He still had his headphones in and his music was loudly playing. And then my friend, he reached in his pocket to get his phone to stop his music. Then the video shows the officer pulling out his gun and shooting him to stop his movement. And then my friend, he collapsed to the ground. The next thing I knew, his name was the headline, kind of like the new Mike Brown or the old Trayvon Martin or the same old with Freddie Gray. And then people started forgetting about my friend because black boys were getting killed every day. And then it went from a black man being killed to a white officer not being indicted, to police using tanks in the streets when protests turned to riots, to America pointing fingers at the black man in the White House, to every outraged citizen who's all talk but just sitting in their own house, exhaling when they claim they can't breathe, who just put the blame on the president and claims he can't lead, even though he has no physical control over a man who's choking another man who's claiming he can't breathe. But I guess blaming is easier than doing something in these streets. Like, for those who do actually go vote, it's so easy to go to the poll and put these people in office, but when it's time to protest in front of their buildings, we get a little cautious, saying, I don't feel like it, or it's just a little too risky. But everybody wants a big movement for our rights like the 60s. But see, nobody's willing to boycott city services or spend a few nights behind bars unless they can spend that time behind bars with Jack, Bud, and Cognac. See, we'd rather turn up in clubs owned by someone who may not even be a resident. And last time I checked, they weren't being shot down, and their rights seemed pretty delicate to the delegates you put in power. But it was just a dream. Thinking back on it, I guess I wasn't asleep, so it wasn't a dream or a nightmare. It turned out to be reality. Looking at the world, I was daydreaming out there. See, King had the dream and Rosa had the bus. Obama has the house, so where does that leave us? See, we have something we've always had. It's always been ours. It's what makes mayors, governors, presidents. It's called power. See, they already figured it out, but once we realize together we give them paper in their pockets, power, and prestige, they'll stop killing us off and start treating us like people that they actually need. That's my poem. Not to toot my own horn or anything, I just think it's a cool idea that, well, it's kind of crazy that I started off by saying that it was a dream, but really that's our reality. People are getting killed every day, not by each other, but by the people who are supposed to protect and serve us. So like I've always been saying, we have a fight to fight, and we can't lose, and we can't let them silence our voices. Like, we haven't heard within like the past week or anything about indictments or killings for that matter. But that doesn't mean it's not still going on, and that doesn't mean that we should stop, protesting or doing what we're doing just because it's not being broadcasted in the media right now. We still have other lives and other cases to bring justice to, so we need to band together and fight this fight. Thank you.